Alright, folks, welcome to my NFL Week 4 predictions, brought to you by Coach for Super Bowl 58. Let's get into it. First, for Thursday Night Football, we have the Detroit Lions taking on the Green Bay Packers. Lions coming off a win against the Falcons. Packers coming off a win and a comeback win against the New Orleans Saints. A battle between the top two teams in the NFC North. Winner will have the control for the division for quite a bit. Lions swept the Packers last year. Although I'm going to give the win to the Detroit Lions. I feel like they're the more complete team right now. Packers still working on with Jordan Love right now. I think Lions will be able to come off with a dogfight win. Alright, in a London game, we have the Atlanta Falcons taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Falcons coming off a loss to the Detroit Lions, in which they're no longer undefeated, and the Jaguars coming off a horrific loss to the Houston Texans. I'm just going to ahead and say that I'm going to give the win to the Jags. I feel like they come back to form to what they are supposed to be. I think the Falcons are maybe figured out. I think of course, it wouldn't surprise me if the Falcons won. I'm just going to give the win to the Jags. I think they come back and win. Alright, game of the week. We have the Miami Dolphins taking on the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo. Both teams squashed their opponent last week. The Dolphins did it in a more impressive fashion, scoring 70 points on the Denver Broncos. The Bills, in the past 2 weeks, have showed out. I'm just going to give the win to the Dolphins. I feel like their offense is just unstoppable. The Bills' defense is pretty great. Although I think the Dolphins' defense will be able to slow down the Bills just a little bit. Plus, I believe the Dolphins can outscore the Bills if needed. Alright, in the bottom tier and the worst game of the week, we have the Denver Broncos heading to Chicago to take on the Chicago Bears. Both teams both teams severely underachieving this season. Both teams are a dumpster fire. Both defenses are just terrible. I would say the Broncos offense is better than the Bears. But it's in Chicago. I want to give the win to the Bears. I just definitely do not want to pick the Broncos to win at all this year. So I'm just going to pick the Bears just based on that. But I wouldn't be surprised. Next, we have the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Cleveland Browns in Cleveland. The Ravens coming off a loss to the Colts. The Browns showed a defensive performance in routing the Tennessee Titans. I'm going to give the win to the Browns. I feel like the best team in the North. The Ravens' injuries are concerning. I'm going to have the Browns winning this game. The Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Tennessee Titans in Nashville. The Bengals coming off their first win against the Rams. Tennessee just got routed by the Browns. Both teams are 1-2. Both offenses are slow. Both defenses are great. I'm going to give the win to the Bengals, though. I think their offense is going to start to click here, and they beat Tennessee. Next up, we have the Los Angeles Rams going to Indy to take on the Indianapolis Colts. The Rams offensive line, there's a lot of issues there. The Colts, I feel like, are one of the healthiest teams in the league. I believe they will have Richardson and Kelly back. I know they had Buckner and Nelson. They both did not practice today. Although I feel like they're both going to, I have confidence that they're both going to play. So all the starters should be able to go for the Colts. Rams injuries with the line and stuff. I believe the Indianapolis Colts front seven will feast on Stafford and stop their offense. I believe the Colts offense should get back into rhythm with both Kelly and Richardson back into the lineup. I have the Indianapolis Colts winning this game. Next is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers coming off their first loss against the Eagles. The Saints coming off their first loss of the season, which they squandered the lead to the Packers. The Saints, I don't know if Derek Carr is going to be able to play this game, and if he's going to be 100%. I'm going to give the win to the Bucs, though. I think Baker Mayfield is overplaying expectations. I think he's going to will this team to victory against the Saints. Next up is the Washington Commanders versus the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't think there's much to say here. The Commanders' O-line is dog water, and the Eagles' defensive line should be able to feast. I don't think it's going to be like a 15-sack game for the Eagles' D-line. The Eagles should win in a blowout in this game. Next up is the Minnesota Vikings versus Carolina Panthers, both winless so far this year. But I'm going to give the win to the Vikings. The Panthers have a lot of issues right now, and with the Vikings fumbling issues, I think they still win this game. Next up is the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Houston Texans. The Steelers defense has to the Steelers defense literally has to score for them. The Texans showed out against Jacksonville, but I'm going to give the win to the Steelers. I think their defense will be able to slow down a rookie quarterback. Plus, I don't want to pick the Texans until they consecutively put those kinds of games together. But right now, I'm picking the Steelers. Next is Las Vegas Raiders, coming off a loss to the Steelers. Los Angeles Chargers coming off their first win against the Minnesota Vikings. Josh McDaniels versus Brandon Staley here. Just gonna put it forward. I want to give the Chargers the win. I don't really trust the Raiders right now. I think the Chargers get their second win and move up to 500 for the year with a win against the Raiders. Next up is the New England Patriots coming off their first win of the year against the New York Jets, a team that they just own, versus the Dallas Cowboys coming off their first loss against the Arizona Cardinals. Dallas's defense their worst performance after the Trevon Diggs injury. The Dallas Cowboys offense looks putrid. Patriots defense is always great, but their offense, I'm going to give the win to the Cowboys, though. I think they bounce back after a loss like last week and get the win against the Patriots. Alright, we have the Arizona Cardinals coming off a big win against Dallas Cowboys versus the San Francisco 49ers coming off an expected win against the Giants. Cardinals, they're fighting every single game. 49ers, I said that they are the best team in the league. I'm going to give the win to the 49ers. Although, obviously, the Cardinals are going to fight every single way. All the way there. Next is Kansas City Chiefs versus the New York Jets. Chiefs win. No doubt about that. Alright, next, for Monday Night Football, we have the Seattle Seahawks versus the New York Giants. I have no idea why they keep putting the Giants are on prime time. Once again, they should have took them off. Why? They won a playoff game last year. Now we just suffer. Suffer through Sunday Night Football. I had to suffer through Thursday Night Football. Now we're going to suffer through Monday Night Football. Seattle Seahawks win this game. The Giants, oh boy, they're a steaming hot pile of garbage. But anyway, that's my predictions. Please like, subscribe, and comment about my predictions. And I will be seeing you tomorrow, hopefully. I'll be going on break here shortly. But see ya.